Hey Slayers, in this video, I'm going to analyze the face of Aishwarya Rai. She's an Indian actress, and as far as I know, she's one of the best and most popular actresses not just in India, but across the world. Her beauty has always been a global reference point. Even after decades, she's still extremely famous, admired for her symmetrical face, sharp features, and the kind of charm that's rare to find today. So today, we'll break down her face scientifically, not emotionally, by analyzing her front profile, side profile, miscellaneous features, sexual dimorphism, facial angularity, and sex appeal to calculate her overall facial score. But before we begin, if you want your own facial analysis like this, join my Patreon. The link is in the description and pinned comment. You can also DM me on Instagram, the link's down there too. And yes, a discount will be given, so grab it while it's available. Starting with her front profile. She has almost equal facial thirds, which already gives her a great starting balance. This means the upper, middle, and lower portions of her face are nearly proportionate, which is one of the most important indicators of facial harmony. Her facial width to height ratio is 1.88, which is slightly lower than ideal. Ideally, a slightly higher ratio makes the face look wider, balanced, and more model-like. Hers being lower gives her face a somewhat longer appearance, which adds to her elegance but slightly reduces harmony points. Her total facial width to height ratio is absolutely ideal at 1.32, perfectly within the ideal range. This ratio tells us how well proportioned her face appears from the front overall, and in her case, it's excellent. Her cheekbones are medium set at around 71.9% of her mid-face length. Ideally, this should be at least 83% or higher, which means her cheekbones sit a bit lower on the face. Higher cheekbones usually give a more lifted, striking appearance, while medium ones make the face look softer. Her mid-face ratio is perfect at 1.06, which lies perfectly within the ideal range. This means her middle face height is well balanced relative to her total face height, something very few people have naturally. Now let's move to her eyes. Her eyes are rounder because her eye aspect ratio is 2.25, while the ideal range is 2.55 to 3.2. So, her eyes are slightly shorter horizontally. Rounder eyes often create a softer, more innocent appearance, but they reduce that sharp, almond eye effect associated with ideal facial harmony. Her canthal tilt is too positive at 14 degrees, whereas the ideal range is 6 to 9.6 degrees. A positive tilt usually looks attractive, but if it's too high, it gives the eyes an exaggerated, cat-like lift that can look unnatural. Her eye separation ratio is 48.5%, which is slightly higher than ideal, meaning her eyes are spaced a bit farther apart. Ideally, one eye width distance is perfect, slightly wider spacing gives a gentle, open-eyed look but slightly affects symmetry. Her eye spacing ratio is 0.86, with an ideal range of 0.95 to 1.06. This again shows her eyes are a bit close to the narrower side proportionally. Her medial canthal angle is 48.8 degrees, a bit high, meaning the inner corners of her eyes have a slightly steeper angle, contributing to a softer rather than fierce expression. Her eyebrows are medium set at 75.2% in proportion to her mid-face length. Medium height suits her overall eye structure, but her eyebrow tilt is 21.4 degrees positive, whereas the ideal is 11 to 18.7 degrees, meaning her eyebrows are too steeply angled upwards. This gives a slightly surprised or overly lifted look rather than the calm, balanced feminine brow. Her bigonal width is 77.7% of her zygomatic width, but ideally, it should be between 81.5 and 88.5%. That means her jaw is a bit narrow compared to her cheekbone width. This adds femininity but reduces lower face balance slightly. Her neck width is 89% of her jaw width, which makes her neck look a bit wider because the jaw itself is narrower. It slightly softens her jawline visibility from the front. Her bitemporal width is 92.8% of her zygomatic width, very slightly off from the ideal. This affects the upper thirds proportion subtly. Her chin to philtrum ratio is 1.68, which is way too low, meaning her chin is short compared to the philtrum area. This reduces vertical balance in the lower face. Her mouth to nose width ratio is 1.4, a bit lower than ideal. Ideally, a higher ratio enhances facial expressiveness and balance. Her lip proportion is 1.13, showing that her upper lip is slightly thicker than the ideal ratio, giving her lips a fuller, sensual appearance. Her lower third proportion is 33.9%, which is absolutely perfect, showing a well-balanced lower face length. Her jaw frontal angle is 94.1 degree, which is perfect and very feminine, giving her jaw a soft but defined curve. Her ipsilateral alar angle is 83.3 degrees, which is good but just slightly off. The deviation between her ipsilateral alar angle and jaw frontal angle is 10.8 degrees, which slightly reduces harmony in her front profile. Now moving to her side profile. Her gonial angle is 107.4 degrees, which is too low since the ideal range is 114 to 125 degrees. This means her jaw angle is sharper and steeper, making the jawline appear shorter vertically. Her ramus to mandible ratio is 0.6, which is ideal and very feminine, showing balanced jaw proportions. Her mandibular plane angle is 17.7 degrees, absolutely perfect, a balanced, soft jaw slope that flatters her overall structure. Her submental cervical angle is 140 degrees, which is way too high. Ideally, this angle should be smaller to create a more defined transition from chin to neck. Her nasofrontal angle is 134.6 degrees, which is perfect, showing a very feminine, smooth brow ridge projection. Her nasofacial angle is 33 degrees, also perfect, indicating a balanced nose projection in harmony with her face. Her nasolabial angle is 124.7 degrees, higher than ideal, making her upper lip look slightly retroussed. Her mentolabial angle is 134.3 degrees, again higher than ideal, showing a flatter lower lip to chin transition. Looking at her facial convexities. Her glabella facial convexity is 173.7 degrees, perfect. Her total facial convexity is 145.1 degrees, also a great score. Her nasion facial convexity is 169 degrees, ideal and on the higher end of the range, adding to her feminine appearance. Her nasomental angle is 129.2 degrees, again very balanced. Her nasal projection ratio is a bit high at 0.76, which gives a slightly more projected nose bridge. Her nasal width to height ratio is ideal at 0.87, showing good nasal proportion. Her nasal tip angle is 137.3 degrees, higher than ideal, giving her nose a softer, rounder tip shape. Her Frankfurt line is decent, though not ideal. Her orbital vector is negative, meaning her eyes sit slightly deeper relative to the mid-face plane. Her forehead slope is ideal at 14.7 degrees, balancing her upper face beautifully. And every one of her lip line assessments, Ricketts E line, Steiner's S line, Holdaway H line, and Burstone B line, all fall within the ideal range, which is rare and impressive. Overall, she scores 59.12% for front profile harmony, and 68.97% for side profile harmony. Giving 60% weight to the front and 40% to the side, her overall facial harmony is 63.6%, a solid, well above average score. Moving on to her miscellaneous features. Her skin complexion is great, smooth, and even. She maintains excellent skin texture and clarity even with age. Her teeth are straight, white, and she has a bright, proportionate smile. Her hair texture is naturally thick and shiny, though her hairline is slightly uneven, which reduces the feminine framing of the forehead a bit. She has scleral show, the white part of the eyes visible under the iris, and slightly upper eyelid exposure, which gives her eyes a more open but less sultry appearance. For these features, she scores 8.5 out of 10, a strong, high-quality score. In terms of sexual dimorphism, which measures how feminine her face appears, she scores 77.78% in ratio-based dimorphism and 9 out of 10 visually, giving her a combined 7.88 out of 10. Structurally, she shows feminine ramus, forward growth, soft brow ridge, and rounded cheekbone width. Her only drawback is her neck width, which could be narrower. In the ratio-based part, she loses a few points due to cheekbone setness, neck width, and gonial angle. Still, her overall dimorphism is very high, making her distinctly feminine. Next, we assess her facial angularity, basically how defined and sculpted her face appears, especially in motion. Visually, she scores 6.5 out of 10. Her jawline visibility is decent, cheekbones are moderately visible, and there's a very slight sign of chubbiness in the lower face. Her chin angularity is good, and her submental area, the space under the chin, is lean and clean. On ratio-based assessments, she scores 6 out of 10. Combining both gives her 6.25 out of 10, which is good and well above average for facial angularity. Finally, her sex appeal. Aishwarya scores excellent in this category. Her lips are full and proportionate. Her skin tone has an ideal tan with great undertones that make her face glow naturally. Her eyelashes are long, dark, and curved, enhancing her feminine gaze. And her eyebrows are dense, long, and shaped in a way that beautifully frames her eyes. Her inner harmony score is 75%, one of the highest in India, showing that her facial features flow together naturally without imbalance. Combining that 75% harmony score with her 9 out of 10 appeal traits, she gets a total of 8.25 out of 10 for sex appeal. So overall, Aishwarya Rai scores 6.59 out of 10, with her range being between 6.4 and 6.8 out of 10. This makes her a well above average face, someone who combines both harmony and strong feminine traits. Her total physical SMV score would be around 6.7 out of 10, considering she's 5 feet 7 inches tall, which is an ideal height for women, and she has an above-average, feminine physique. So overall, she's not just a classic beauty, her facial structure itself supports her long-standing fame. If you want your full facial analysis like this one, simply click the link in the description or in the pinned comment. I'll also give a 30% discount for a limited time, so get yours while it lasts.